Hello, my dear future chartered accountants. Let us discuss about a topic in derivatives. Derivatives and forex is one of the prohibited areas as far as SFM is concerned, and people say that it is only for the strong-hearted people, not for weak-hearted people. Anyways, let us do conceptually so that anybody with any foundation will be able to understand and apply this topic, that is in derivatives. So now we are going to talk about arbitrage, but before that, you know, in derivatives, whether futures or options or about interest rate swaps, we have to discuss about these three aspects, that is speculation, hedging and arbitrage. First, we'll talk about arbitrage. I assume that speculation, hedging, you have already covered it. Assuming that, we are going to talk about the arbitrage part. So before we apply arbitrage in this derivatives, let us have a look at what is arbitrage after all. So let us read the basics. Arbitrage is taking advantage of imperfect market price. You buy at a cheaper price and sell at a higher price. So between two markets, let's say market A, market B, if some vegetable is being traded at 100 rupees, the other market, let's say about 1 kilometer away, can it trade at 120 per kg, 400 per kg, 1000 per kg? Is there a rule that between two markets, the prices for a product should be same? Is there any compulsion? There is no compulsion, there is no law, but it will be same, or at least it will be approximately be same. How? Let me give you an example. Let us take an example in the stock market itself. In BSE, let's say the price of a share is rupees 100. In NSE, for the same share, the price is 120. What will happen if the situation is like this? A normal person, and especially future chartered accountants, will have more intelligence as far as these topics are concerned. You are an expert in making the advantage of imperfect markets. So here what do? You buy in BSE at 100 rupees. You go to NSE, sell it at 120. You get a profit of 20, which is riskless, confirmed profit, guaranteed profit, and that guaranteed profit is called as arbitrage profit. Is it possible? Definitely yes. Even in practical life, it is definitely possible. Now, can you say, how can I buy in one market, sell in another market? It's possible. Everything is possible, especially in today's world like internet. You log into your Demat account, purchase from BSE stock exchange, sell it in NSE stock exchange if the price happens like this. So when everybody does like this, that is buying in BSE for 100, selling in NSE for 120, what will be the ripple effect? In the BSE market, many people would like to buy. When many people would like to buy, 100 rupees slowly starts increasing. In NSE, when everybody starts selling, what will happen to the price of 120? If everybody want to sell, the 120 selling price will slowly start reducing. So in BSE, the price is increasing gradually, and in NSE, the price will decrease gradually. As a result, BSE price, let's say, will be stabilized at 110 rupees, and in NSE, it will be stabilized at again 110 rupees. So thereby, no market is advantageous to buy, no market is having an advantage to sell. When this advantage does not exist, we say arbitrage opportunity do not exist. If this imperfect market price exists, then we say arbitrage opportunity exists. Does it hold good practically? Let us go to the websites and see. Let's say we go to NSE website and look for the Infosys company share price. And we'll go to BSE website and we'll look at the share price of a same company, that is Infosys. Look at the same date. I'm having the I'm checking the data on the same date. The price in NSE is 731.7. If you go to BSE on the same date, the date should not be different. If the date is different, obviously price will also be different. On the same date, if you look at the price in BSE, it's around 731.95, 731.70 in NSE, 731.95 in BSE. So hardly 25 paisa is the difference. So even if you buy in one, sell in another, the transaction cost in both the markets will eat away your profits. So thereby, buying in one, selling in another is not at all profitable. That means arbitrage opportunity do not exist. Okay, I hope you understood the basics of arbitrage and how to apply and what is the meaning of it. Now let us apply this concept in the derivative futures. Arbitrage using futures. Okay. When does arbitrage opportunity exist? That is, you have to compare two things. One is price, other is value. What is price? What you pay. What is value? That what you receive. In detail about price and value, we had discussed in our basics, so I'm not going to repeat it now. So when price and value are not equal, there exists arbitrage opportunity. Just like in the example I gave you, the BSE price and NSE price are not equal, there exists arbitrage opportunity. So when price is not equal means it can be more or it can be less. So two possibilities exist. That is when the price is more or when the price is less. When the price is less, we call it as underpriced. Again, I repeat, please don't think from value point of view, because in the area where you don't know, please don't experiment. So in derivative where you are very new, don't think from value point of view and price point of view. You are going to confuse yourself. So the point of suggestion is think only from price point of view. Single point of comparison, no confusion, and you cannot do any mistake. So when price is less, it is underpriced. When price is more, it is overpriced. I hope this is not confusing. If you are confusing at this stage, may God bless you. At this point of time, please don't confuse yourself with this. Many more things to come. So you should not get confused at this point itself. So when price is less, it is underpriced. When the price is more, it is overpriced. Okay, now what is that arbitrage technique that you need to apply? So pay attention on this point. That is what going to make you difference in your understanding. In arbitrage basic discussion, what we understood, NSE, BSE, buy in one, sell in another. That is, buy at a cheaper price, sell at a higher price. So in this situation, the price is less. What price is less? Is this price vegetable price, fish price? What price? This price is future price. So when future price is less, the general decision is purchase. So you are going to buy at future. So future market is one, spot market is another. If you are buying in future market, where should you sell? Sell in spot market. So sell at spot market. If other way happens, that is, if the future price is more than value, overpriced. And overpriced means the general strategy is to sell. Therefore, since future price is more, future price need to be sold. That means you are going to sell in future and you are going to purchase in you are going to sell in future and you are going to purchase in spot market. Only two markets, spot, future. If future is overpriced, sell in future, purchase in spot. If future is underpriced, buy in future, sell in spot. I hope basic strategy is very clear. Now let us take an example to understand. But before example, as I always do, let us have a look at the steps to be followed in solving these kind of problems. Then we'll apply it on an example. Okay, what is the arbitrage strategy process? The arbitrage strategy is different, or the process is different when it is overpriced or it is underpriced. Let me take an example of overpriced. Even in arbitrage strategy, when it is overpriced, there are two methods of explanation. First, where settlement is on delivery basis, and another where settlement is on net basis. Again, what is settlement on delivery basis? What is settlement on net basis or cash basis? I am not discussing at this point. It was already discussed during the basics of derivative session. Assuming you know about that, we'll go further on this. Let us take first settlement on delivery basis. If you take settlement on delivery basis, what are the steps that are going to be involved? Okay. Again, keep it in mind, we are understanding in a situation where future is overpriced. And future is overpriced, the overall, the generic strategy is sell in future, buy in spot. So the list of transactions are what you do today and what you do later. Later means at the expiry of the future contract. So since overpriced, starting point is very clear to you, I hope. Enter into future sell transaction. I repeat, you're not selling. In future, you don't actually buy and sell. In future, you only enter into an agreement. That is a basic difference between spot market and future market. Since future is overpriced, you have to enter into an agreement of future sell. I repeat, you have to enter into an agreement of future sell. That is what you're doing it today. And if you're selling in future, in spot market, what should you do? You need to buy. Buy and sell. That is what is arbitrage is all about. So in spot, you have to buy. If you want to buy, where will you have the money from? Again, go back to the basics. Zero positions. You will not have any starting position unless specified in the problem. Correct. Therefore, spot, if you want to buy, where will you get the money from? You have to borrow. So three things you are doing. You have to borrow money. With that money, you buy the shares. And to sell the share, you are not selling it today. You have to sell it later. So today, you enter into an agreement to sell. These are the transactions what you are doing today. In future, that is at expiry date, what will you do? You have already bought. Now you need to reverse your position. That means what you purchased should be sold. How do you sell? At what price? You have already entered into a contract. Future sell was already there earlier. So you are going to sell using this future contract, whatever already was there. And you borrowed money. Once you borrow money, you have to repay money, which is very natural, along with interest, of course. And to repay the money, where do you get the money? To repay the borrowings, where do you get the money? What you have sold the shares in the future contract, you receive the money. That money, you use it to repay your borrowings. The net effect, what cash you have, is going to be your arbitrage profit. That is settlement on delivery basis. If you go for settlement on cash basis, then how does it appear? If you're settling in on cash basis, the answer ultimately should be same. Settlement variety can be different, but final settlement amount should be same. The process might be slightly different. Let us have a look at those process. Settlement on cash basis. So what is the basic idea behind settlement on cash basis? The spot segment and the future segment cannot be settled across. What we have done earlier in the previous section, you have purchased in the spot market today and you are selling in the future market using the future contract. So you are intersecting the two segments, which is not practically possible. That is what is settlement on net basis. And after all, in future, settlement will happen only on net basis. Okay. So today what do? at expiry what you do, that is at expiry of the contract. What you do in future market, the starting point we have already discussed, and that is, since it is overpriced, you are going to sell. So today you enter into an agreement of future sell. In spot market, opposite. In future, if you are selling, in spot, opposite, which means you need to buy. And to buy the shares, you need to borrow, and that is called as money market. So three markets. Future market, you are going to sell. In spot market, you are going to buy. In money market, you are going to borrow. Three transactions you do today. At expiry, very simple, just do the opposite. So future sell becomes future buy, spot buy becomes spot sell, borrow money will become repay money. Just do the opposite, your transaction is done. So future sell, you square off by doing future buy. Earlier transaction was future sell. At expiry, you do future buy. One sell, one buy, square off, the net settlement will come to you. That is why it is called as settlement on cash basis or settlement on net basis. In spot transaction, what you have done? Buy shares. What you have to do now? Opposite, sell shares. And in spot transaction, to buy the shares, you have borrowed the money. Now in future, once you borrowed, you have to repay the money, you repay it. So after all these transactions, what net effect on cash what you have is your arbitrage profit, and this profit should match. This profit should match your profit what you have computed in the settlement on the delivery basis. And also, this is arbitrage profit, that means riskless profit. Irrespective of what happens in the market price, whether spot market or future market, your profit should be certain and your profit should be same what we are going to compute. If the amount is different, it becomes uncertain profit, it cannot be called as the arbitrage profit. So to understand the concept further, we need numbers. Let us take an example to understand it. But before that, one small point. How do you apply an examination very easily? Look at the first letters of each market: future market, spot market, money market. Is there anything you can make up with these three letters? F, S, M. If you rearrange, that is your name of your subject. If you have forgotten, I am again telling you. That is S for spot market, F for future market, M for money market. Your SFM is there, and using those three letters, you can create your arbitrage opportunity also. Okay. Let us take an example to understand the arbitrage with the help of numbers. We'll understand settlement on delivery basis as well as settlement on net basis. Again, I am considering only future priced. In the underpriced part, we will have a separate session because I don't want to confuse with both the alternatives. Let us take some numbers now. For simplicity's sake, you take the spot price as 100, term is 6 months, interest rate 12% per annum, and the current future price is 110. Some basic data. Okay. So before you start with arbitrage, you should decide whether overpriced or underpriced. For that purpose, you need to compute value, fair value, theoretical minimum price, whatever name you can give. So value, fair value, simple formula is spot plus interest. So first you compute the fair value, spot price plus interest, risk-free rate of interest. Spot price is 100, on 100, 12% for a period of 6 months. So 100 into 12% into 6 by 12 will give you 6 rupees, and 100 plus 6 will be 106. So value of the future is 106. So value is computed. What is the next step? To go for the strategy. Compare it with the price. If you look at the price in the example, it is 110. The value what you computed is 106. The price is high, overpriced. When it is overpriced, what is the strategy? You have to sell. So the strategy is to sell, future is overpriced. Now we'll understand settlement on delivery basis. Then we'll go for the same problem with settlement on net basis. Okay. Today what you are going to do, you have to enter into sell. Why sell? Because it was overpriced. Overpriced means you have to enter into a transaction of selling in futures. So today you enter into a sell and the price is 110. Will you receive 110 or will you pay 110? Neither, because it is a contract, it is not a cash flow. Be thorough with your basics, stick to your basics. So 110 is only a contract price, agreed price, it is not a cash flow. And today you need to buy because in future you are selling. And if you want to buy at 100 rupees, you need the cash flow, you need the money, you need to borrow. That is a transaction happening today. In future, what will happen? Opposite of these two things will happen. That is, in future, the opposite of these two transactions will happen, which is you have entered into an agreement to sell at 110, execute that. So you sell a share at 110 rupees and you receive 110 rupees. And you have borrowed 100 rupees at a rate of interest of 12%. So 100, 12% for 6 months means 106. 106 you pay, 110 rupee you receive. Effectively, you have 4 rupees cash on your hand. That is your arbitrage profit. This is settlement on delivery basis. If for the same problem, if I apply net settlement, cash basis, I require one more information. Can you think of that? What is one more information required? If I want to settle on net basis, just like I know the future price today, I need to know the future price on settlement date. You can assume any number, the answer should be same because it is arbitrage profit. But for our simplicity's sake, let's say that I'm giving you the price as 120. That 120 is its spot price or future price? Both, because other things remaining constant, in future, that is at expiry, spot price and future price will coincide. That's what I always say, today's tomorrow is tomorrow's today. The difference between spot price and future price should essentially represent time value of money. And on the expiry date, the spot price and future price for same day settlement, the time value of money do not exist. So the both prices should be same, should converge unless otherwise stated in the problem. So this 120 rupees what we have is your, the 120 rupees what you have is your spot price as well as future price on expiry date. Okay. What transactions you do today? Net settlement basis, the three things I told you, shortcut, SFM, spot market, money market and future market. So you write today and expiry means after 6 months. Spot market, future market, money market, SFM, easy to remember. Your starting point should be future. In this case, overpriced, so in future it has to be sell. And today what is the price of future? 110 rupees. Future sell at 110. I repeat the same question. 110 rupees will you receive or will you pay? Neither. It is a contract. I already answered this question 2 minutes back, but I know that many of you would have forgotten, so I'm repeating it. This contract future is not involving any cash flow because settlement will happen on net basis. The future is only a contract entered into, no cash paid today, no cash received except for margin money. So 110 rupees is the agreed price to sell. In future, if you are selling, in spot what do? You need to buy. So in future you are selling, in spot you are buying, in the money market you need to borrow. How much you borrow? How much ever your spot price, which is 100. And these three transactions we have already done in settlement on delivery basis itself. So these three transactions are not different. What is different is on expiry date, how settlement happens without intersecting two segments. So after 6 months, in spot market, you bought at 100. Now you are going to sell. At what price? not 110 rupees. If you do it, that becomes inter-segment settlement. We cannot accept it. The market price on expiry is 120. So 100 rupees you purchased, you sell at 120 rupees. In future, you have done 110 rupees sale. Now settlement will happen by square of opposite transaction. Future sell earlier, now it is going to be future buy. So future sell at 110, future buy at today future price 120, thereby you have a loss of 10. So in spot market, you have a profit of 20. In future market, you have a loss of 10 rupees. And in money market, as usual, you are going to repay along with interest, which is 106, which happens to be 6 rupee your expense. So a 20 rupees profit in spot market, 10 rupee loss in future market, and 6 rupee loss, that is because of interest cost. Net profit 20 minus 10 minus 6, 4 rupees. This is what exactly happened in the settlement on delivery basis also. I have taken a price of 120, got a profit of 4 rupees. You can try any price, 150, 130, 95, 75, any number. The profit should be 4 rupees only, because arbitrage profit means irrespective of what happens in market, whether up or down, your profit would remain same. So just to summarize, arbitrage means making the advantage of imperfect market price, purchase in one, sell in another. In derivatives related to futures, if it is future overpriced, that means you are going to sell in future, purchase in spot. If future is underpriced, buy in spot, buy in future and sell in spot. Opposite is what you do. And if it is on net settlement basis, today you take example of SFM, that is when future is overpriced, future sell, spot buy, money market you borrow. At expiry, the spot buy becomes spot sell, future sell becomes future buy, and borrow money becomes repay money, and you compute the differential amount on all these transactions. The net amount is your arbitrage profit, and that should perfectly match with your settlement on delivery basis. In the examination, if they are not specified, you can do either settlement on net basis or you can do settlement on delivery basis. That is your choice, left to you. My personal preference is net basis, which is more logical and more practical, but if you feel comfortable in delivery basis, you can go ahead with it, no issues. So this is the discussion on arbitrage opportunity in the future when the future is overpriced. In the next segment, we can take other alternative when the future is underpriced.